Okay, if you're watching this, what I've done here is I've got two files that you'll want to go through for this assignment. What happened is with one of my classes, they got ahead, and so they had done problem or question number 1 on a previous day, and then the file that I made and recorded the whole thing for some reason cut off towards the middle of it, and so I missed part of it. So I'm going back and I'll do the first question in this file, and then you can pick up again with problems with gravity, file 2. So let's go ahead and get started on this. The paper you should have looks like this, and it says problems with gravity. And let's look at question number 1. It asks, why are satellite dishes, things like Dish, DirecTV, etc., in the northern hemisphere pointed south, and in the southern hemisphere pointed north? So if we've got a kind of a globe here, what happens in the northern hemisphere, we point our satellite dishes down towards the south. In the southern, if we lived in the southern hemisphere, we would point our satellite dishes towards the north. Well, the geometry here tells you if that's the case, it's probably because the satellites are located right here, right above the equator. Okay, and in fact, that's where they're located. They're located at a pretty far distance out. It's actually a distance of 22,500 miles approximately. And the reason it's located that far out is because as it orbits the Earth, at this distance, it takes it 1 full day to orbit the Earth. Okay? Of course, at that same time, the Earth is also rotating. So as that satellite is rotating the Earth is rotating, so the satellite ends up being always right above or right at the same spot in our sky. Okay, it looks like it doesn't move in our sky. I mean, it's actually moving. It orbits once a day, but because we spin, the Earth spins once a day, it looks like it's in the same place. So the answer to this question is why are satellite TV dishes in the northern hemisphere pointed south and in the southern hemisphere pointed north is because the satellites are located above the equator. And the reason they're located above the equator is so that we won't have to then track the satellites as the Earth orbits, or as the Earth spins. If it was located, let's say, above Texas, and then it orbits the Earth once a day, well, you can see as it goes around the Earth like that, then the other part of the day it'd be over the southern hemisphere, orbiting like that. Okay, so they put it over the equator, and then we've got to point our satellite dishes towards the equator, or the sky above the equator, and then we never have to move them. So the answer here is because the satellites are located above the equator, and they're located above the equator, so we don't have to track them as they orbit the Earth. Okay, and with that we'll end this file, and then you can go start file number 2.